Welcome everyone. In this video, we're going to show you how to deploy and run the city analytics using the Ansible playbook. Firstly, let's go to hostVars folder and run the generate instance configuration Python script. It will ask you how many instances you want to create. Now let's create 4 instances this time. A file called mrc YAML is then created. It stores the configuration of instances to be created. Let's go back into the parent folder now. We can now run the Ansible playbook to create instances. Type the command in the terminal and enter the OpenStack API password and become the password. Great, the Ansible playbook is now running. Look, this is bad boy. Okay, the instances are up and running. Let's go to the inventory folder and run the assignment task instance Python script. Here, I can arbitrarily assign how many instances to run the crawler application, how many instances to run the front end, and how many to run the back end to do the data analytics application. The host inv file is then created. It will assign tasks to each instances. Let's go back to the parent folder and configure the instances. Type the command and enter the API password and become the password. Great. The instances are now configuring. You can see we install a lot of packages to set up an environment. And it's still working. Great! The instances are now configured. Woohoo! Let's clone the GitHub repository onto each instances. Type the command clone github.sh in the terminal and enter the password as usual. Now we have successfully cloned the GitHub repository onto each instances. Let's deploy CouchDB. Enter the command deploy couchdb.sh and the password. CouchDB is now up and running. Let's deploy tweet harvester. Just enter the command run crawler.sh and the password. Twitter harvester is now running. Let's deploy data analysis. Enter the command run dataanalysis.sh and the password. Okay, data analysis is now up and running. Let's deploy the website. Enter the command deploy dash and the password again. Hopefully it's going to be the last time. And we can get the website working. Fabulous. A host system is now up and running. If you want to delay the host system, you can simply run the delay instance.sh in the command line. We're not going to demonstrate this because we have a lot of data stored in CouchDB, and let's just jump into our website now. Hooray! Fabulous. Here is the result of our website deployment. At the top side, you can see there's a background map, show the background informations. You can choose sentimental of keyword, and then there are some other background like the overseas rate, the age, and the religion ratio. But most importantly, we can see the sentimental score from the COVID and the vaccination topics. By analyzing these kind of topics, we can illustrate what people's attitude towards these topics in the Twitter. And on the right side, we can use this tab to find the popular word in different period in different cities. For example, in 2020 August, the top 10 words most frequently occur in the Twitter in Brisbane. Is Brisbane, Queensland, Australia, figuring? Great, styling, wedding, happy, today, and conquered. Historically, all the words collected in the Twitter in Brisbane, the most frequent word mentioned are post, video, Brisbane, Queensland, Australia, today, people, etc. We can see there are a lot of similarities. And the next graph is going to show you the correlation between historical sentimental score and the Islam ratio. As I select here, for example, in this point, the Islam ratio is very high and the sentimental score is not very satisfying. So each dot points represent the city on the map. I can see no strong correlation between this one. So the correlation of all these parameters are mapped in the graph in the right here. Through this heat map, we can check the Islam ratio and the historical sentiment. It's not very strong, it's slightly negative. And we can also see the sentimental score through a period. For example, by clicking Sydney, we can see the sentimental score of the COVID. By looking at this graph, we can illustrate people's attitude towards COVID-19 in the city of Sydney. And we can see in Hobart, not too much data, but we can still see the trend of the sentimental score towards the topic COVID. On other cities like Melbourne and Geelong, yeah, there are much more topics. So by doing so, we can successfully illustrate all these attitudes changing over a topic like COVID and vaccination, and illustrate people's attitude. This could provide a generally and brief suggestion for the COVID preventing government and the vaccination organizations to implement alleviation towards COVID-19.